I wouldn't have killed him. I like animals. But he up the tree in like 50 feet in like, I don't know, 10 seconds, I swear it was. Wow, you know. And well, anyways, following him took me off my boundaries. So I ended up getting an escape. The guy came to check on me, and I was gone. So they gave me an escape, which is 6 ricks. You know what a rick is?
No.
It's a cord of wood. A rick is a quarter of a cord of wood that you had to cut. So what you had to do, they had X's, where where you put the lock. You put the lock on, and then you cut it with a saw, and you use a maul and split it. So I had to do that after my graduation, and my family had to wait for me. And I couldn't believe that. I was like, only to me, only to me. That's what I felt. Because I wasn't trying to escape. If I was right here, I told them, I'm not going anywhere. Where am I going to go? Deep woods, because it's in the middle of the woods. Wolves are howling at night. That put me to sleep. I'm serious, that's how it was. I love it up there, it's beautiful. Then we go on trek at the end, and you got a big backpack, and you walk like 20, 30 miles. And that was awesome. I love that. That was amazing. And you get to remember the guy. I remember all the guys that I was with, and I will always remember them because it was an amazing time. So past that, went back to my school after I got out. This is my junior year. I wanted to go back to school, but I just went up there by myself. And the principal, you gotta leave, get out of here. So I said, shoot, I can't go back to school. But I did go to school at this school, so I was good for my junior year. But I was gonna talk to them, see if I'm good the next year. But our school actually closed down that year. It was Oslo, Alvarado, which is 6 miles away. It's consolidated. It actually closed down and it went to Warren. So now it's WAO, Warren, Alvarado, Oslo, if you guys heard that. And I had a rivalry with Warren, so I said, I ain't going to Warren, there's no way. So I ended up moving in with my mom in Grand Forks. And our relationship with my mom, since she wasn't there with those years, wasn't like a mom. And still really isn't now. My mom was my grandma was my mom more than my mom. So and she drank and I drank with her. She would buy me a beer. And I know, it was more of a friend, hey buddy type of relationship, which is, kind of it's changed. It's not like that no more, of course. But then it was, and because she didn't know how to take us in, because she left us. She gave up all her rights to us, and my dad took us away from her. And so, it's kind of a bad deal there. But then 16, I'm lost here. I'm trying to remember now. Where was I? I'm sorry. My mom, yeah.
You went to broke in the bar?
Huh?
You broke in the bar?
I'm supposed to. No, just kidding. Anyways, I started getting in more trouble. I'm just kidding. I actually got in the wrong crowd, and more drugs started up, meth, cocaine, acid, whatever, all that stuff. I'll try that. But I always had when I did try it, or I've never pursued it. I mean, I did pursue it, yeah, I shouldn't say that, but I never, every time I had it on me or with me, I always had this feeling inside me of, almost like an anxiety, it's like, this ain't right, this ain't right. But even though I did do it for a few years, that I was in that world, I still always had that feeling of, there's something inside me telling me, and I know it's God, just, you can't do this, you can't do this. And, well, anyways, yeah, I started going around with the wrong people. Ended up, the guy robbed the bar when I was with him in the car, and I thought we got away with it because we got like $2,000, and it was months later, I moved back to Oslo with my dad and my grandma. And I started working because I had thousands of dollars in fines from other minors. Because I was 18, I wasn't old enough. Actually, I had 14 minors.
Wow.
Total, roughly, around 14, 15. That's terrible. And but I didn't care. But I had a lot of fines to pay, so I had to get a job. Because I was 18 at the time, I wasn't in the juvenile system or. So I moved back home to Oslo. I couldn't do it anymore because I was pretty much on my own. My mom didn't have anything. The only time I'd stay with my mom was just to crash on the floor because I didn't have nowhere to stay. I was pretty much homeless, I guess you can say. I didn't sleep on the streets or anything like that, but I didn't have a home. And I'd just steal stuff to get either marijuana to sell to make money or just to get money. That's all I did for many months, almost more than that, maybe a year or two. And that's all I did. Cary was in and out of my life at that time. I mean, I lived with my sister for a while, and we were together for a few months. And you ended up going to Job Corps.
Mm-hmm.
She went to Job Corps and she left because I was lost, in the wrong world. And well, anyways, I knew I had to go somewhere. I needed a home, so I went back home to Oslo, and I got a good job there, decent job. Started paying off my fines. Ended up getting a vehicle. We were doing well. I mean, my grandpa passed away. I'm sorry, I forgot. He passed away, so it was just my dad and my grandma there, and so. He passed away when I was 14, actually. I totally missed that. But we ended up, it was us three living in Oslo, and it was good for a couple of years. And I remember one day I was at home, I was still doing drugs. I mean, there's the workers come from New Mexico, always brought, extra stuff with them. And Oslo is well known for that, for farm help, and I got along with them pretty well. So they had endless of marijuana, of course, and even meth. So in Oslo, it's a small town, farmland. It's everywhere. It's scary. And I was still doing that. I'd go to work, come home, drink 4 quick beers, roll up one of the doobie, and pass out. That was my life. That was my day. That's it. Because when you do that, that's what you do. You pass out. But I remember one day I was sitting in my room and I heard a rock at my window. And it was Cary. She came back she was in a kind of a hard relationship in Minot, right, Job Corps. Mm-hmm. She came back and she wanted to find me, I guess. I don't know why, but she found me through my brother and one of our other friends. And that's when our relationship started over again. I mean, it was off and on a little bit when we were in our teens, but we started living. We dated and then we started living together. Pretty much. I used to drive. She was still in Minot. I used to drive to Minot in my little junk S10, And I just remember that God brought something else back to me. I was really drinking heavily one night in that truck. And I was just driving. I don't know if I was driving to Minot. And I know it was daytime. But I was really drunk, and I remember hitting a ditch and sliding sideways. And just constantly sliding. I mean, and God brought that back to me, to my memory. And I made it home. I drove out of there and made it home. That was a miracle. Yeah. I could have rolled and me gone. Or a cop should have pulled me over and put me in jail, I mean, or I could have hit somebody. That was such a miracle. I mean, he's bringing these stuff back to me and showing me how amazing, how much he loves me. He loves everybody in here the same. We are all sons and daughters of the kingdom. We are all heirs. to the kingdom. And when you realize that, your life will change. When you your heart just totally knows that without any doubt, it's just amazing. But going back to where I was at, me and Cary started a relationship, and like she said, when she was talking about kids, I wanted to put a picture of our kids. There they are. That's Brianna. Just keeping kids light. Brianna, Jacob, and Josh. This was last year. God has blessed us with some amazing kids. I wish they were here. They are so awesome. And I want the best for them. Thank you. And Brianna's has a baby this weekend. I don't know. I told somebody here she has a baby this weekend. You know, a school baby. I'm not a grandpa yet. That'd be crazy because I'm 39 years old. So she's gonna be 16. So it's. But for her assignment, she has a baby for the weekend, and we're missing that. She sent us a video. It was so cute. She was just waking up. I was up all night feeding the baby. It was awesome. I'm so glad they do that. I think that's a really good program.
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, there they are. Pride and joy right there. Thank you, Lord. And growing up. And I'm not gonna go back to my life yet. Growing up in a broken family like I was, we just had a funeral for one of my best friends that I grew up with, and 2 weeks ago. But his family